All right, let's wait for people to join. Hope y'all's day is doing great. Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? All right. Hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome to the iTrackBites live meeting. Couple minutes before 7:30, but I hope that's okay. I've been looking to get on here just a little bit early, but so excited to be here tonight. I got 2 gigabytes of data left for my mobile hotspot. If you don't know, we're moving, so like I have like no regular internet. It's all done from my phone on my MacBook. So I have 2 gigs left. Hopefully this lasts 2 gigs. So apologies in advance if we shut down. I hope not, because we have an awesome guest tonight, Samantha. She will be joining us here in just a couple of minutes and to discuss her weight loss journey with iTrackBites. But yeah, so I hope you guys are doing great. I hope your guys' week is going great so far. Yeah, today was crazy. So this is not iTrackBites related, but you guys know, a lot of people that follow me on Instagram know I Instacart because I'm in transition to going to Alabama where I'm going to be living. And the whole system was down all day today. So it was like, I did not know that until halfway through the day. And I was like, oh, this makes sense. So it was really slow for me. But other than that, everything else has been going great. So I hope that whoever is new here, first time, we do this every single Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time over here on iTrackBites. We were doing it on Instagram also. We do it with Facebook and YouTube on Restream, and we were doing it with Instagram, but for some reason, it's not letting us do it with Instagram right now. So we are looking to get a different platform to be able to do our live meetings on. So anybody out there that's like a computer person or internet person, stuff like that, please reach out to me on social media and let me know what you use if you do things like this. So first timers in the comments, please post 1, where you're from, 2, what plan you're on, 3, when did you start iTrackBites? But yeah, super excited to be here tonight and super excited that we have an awesome guest. Thank you for her to come on with such short notice. I have a list of people that want to be on the lives, and of course, I wait till the last minute to ask. So I'm really glad that Samantha was able to join us tonight. So I think that we are going to get some good information from her. She follows a plan that we haven't really had anybody on that does it. I know there are a lot of people that do it. So I'm excited to learn about this program. She's on the Conquer Cravings plan. This is like Spanish to me. I've never been on it. I know a little bit about it from being an iTrackBites ambassador. But other than that, this is totally different for me. And hey, you never know. It might spark some interest in me. But yeah, so I'm hoping that anybody that's here that is on Conquer Cravings or that is looking to switch up their plan, best thing about iTrackBites is that we get to switch our plans if we want to. My recommendation is when you get on a plan, stay on for at least 2 to 3 weeks to see how your plan is doing for you instead of and the reason why I say this is because I've had people that go from Better Balance, that is eating more of the free foods like your like chicken breast, ground turkey, lots of fruits and veggies is more of a whole foods diet. And then I've had people switch over from that to like carb conscious. And because you're eating more, you're allowed to eat a little bit more processed foods. They end up gaining the first week, which I know is like the big no-no. Like everybody freaks out. Oh my God, I gained like 2 pounds from switching plans. It's not working for me. Nope, your body's just adjusting to how you're eating. Same way if you go from Conquer Cravings, I'm guessing, or carb conscious over to something like Better Balance, switching up your whole foods diet. There's been people all over I know that have just eliminated processed food and you're losing weight. You know, that's how it is. But I'm so excited. I do see a couple people that say they are on Conquer Cravings, so this is awesome. So without further ado, let's bring Samantha on. Samantha, I will be on the bottom right-hand corner. I got to figure this out. I'm always like mess up on this, so let me bring you on. Oh, see. Okay, I got to figure this out. So okay, there we go. Hello, hello, how are you?
I'm good. I've been freaking out all day because I've been so excited. So
yeah, no, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Like, first of all, like when I was up this morning at 6 a.m., I was like, oh, I'm just going to send a message. So thank you for getting it and then responding back to it. So I really appreciate that.
No problem. We actually had a snow day today. I live in like the Boston, Mass area.
What?
So I've just been kind of just like hanging around all day. So
yeah. No, we got in Northwest Indiana, I think we probably got about 8 inches, but I've seen some other people in the town area that we're at got 10 inches. Yeah, it was been crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. I think so. I live like right outside of Boston, so we got like wet, heavy snow, but it didn't last very long. But where I teach, we got like slammed with like I think either 12 to 20 inches. I couldn't keep track.
Oh my goodness, that is totally crazy. And then thinking it's supposed to be like the polar vortex, and it's going to be down to like single digits. And then that's just the real temp, not the actual, like, you know, what it'll feel like. So it's going to be crazy. So without further ado, let's talk about who are you? What do you do? Give us the whole, who you are right now.
Yeah, sure. So, again, my name is Samantha Prindeville, and I live right outside the Boston, Massachusetts area. I am a music teacher, so I teach 6th through 8th grade music in the suburb. I also run a drama club, and I run an a cappella group. And I would say that I really, really started focusing on my health journey back in July. I noticed like I was at my heaviest weight, you know, pandemic and lots of other things just, you know, not in my control. You know what? I kind of like went on the scale. I was like, oh, that's a really high number. So I need to do something about it. And you know what? I've said this so many times though. Oh, hey, Sherry. Sorry. I love
Sherry. I love Sherry too when she pops on here.
So I was just like, this is, you know, not great that, you know, I've gained all this weight. Like I couldn't even like walk around for like 500 feet without like my back hurting and just being so winded. So I just said, you know what, enough's enough. But you know, I've said that a lot of times. And, you know, I tried keto, I tried low carb, I tried South Beach, I tried 17-day diet for like 2 hours. You know, it's like, you know, I just couldn't stick with it because it wasn't sustainable for me because I had to, because, you know, like with these programs, you have to eliminate something. And I just couldn't do it. You know, I would stick with it for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks and be like, yeah, this is great. This is awesome. You know, I would create an Instagram so I could follow people. And then like something would happen. And I'd just be like, I need sushi. Like I need like, you know. So anyway, so I really felt like this time was different because again, like I was at my highest weight and I just needed a change. And I was looking around, like I looked at Weight Watchers and I was like, I don't really want to pay that much, you know, for a monthly fee. And then right, like so I was like programs that are similar to Weight Watchers, but cheaper. So I found iTrackBites and I was like, okay, you know, why not? So, you know, I downloaded the app. I, you know, filled out like the questionnaire. I paid the pro version because, like for whatever reason, I was just like, you know what? If I pay for the pro version, that means like I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I ended up on Conquer Cravings, which is free.
Yeah.
But like I still get like a lot of really good things.
Oh yeah, definitely. The recipe builder, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I get the like secondary metrics, and I get the restaurant guide, which is really helpful because my husband and I like to eat out a lot. Because, you know, we live in the Boston, Mass area, and it's really great for
like food and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really great. Yeah. So, you know, I think, so I started like back in mid-July. It was like July 15th. So I've been tracking every single day.
Okay.
And I have lost, what was it? I think right now I've lost about 58 pounds in the last 6 months.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I really have to credit using the program and, you know, following the instructions. So with Conquer Cravings, you get, you know, you obviously get your certain amount of bites in a day. You have very limited 0 bite foods. You have like all the greens, you can eat up to whatever, for 0 bites. Some condiments there. Oh, thank you all so much. Sorry, I'm like reading.
No, I know. I'm reading them too.
Yeah. You can get some condiments for 0 bites. But everything else, they have bites and they have equivalency. So like 1 bite is usually equal to about 50 calories.
Mm-hmm.
So for me right now, I started off, I think I had like 38 bites, 39, but because I've been losing weight, I don't need the bites anymore.
Yeah.
So one cool thing about the program is that you can also, you can adjust, the secondary metrics. So I want to, like, I'm focusing on conquer cravings, but I'm trying to track calories.
Yeah.
So I use secondary metric. I use the calories. So I've set 1,800 because for that's where the place for that's where I feel full and all that other stuff. There'll be days, maybe like once a week, like 2 or 2,300 if we're doing something special.
Yeah.
But I usually try to stay about 1,800 calories or below.
Right.
Yeah, it took me. I'm just responding to the heat. To Shelly. So it took me about, I would say, 6 months to lose 58 pounds. Yeah.
Gotcha. So with losing that much weight,
I'll try to bring my monitor a little bit closer.
Yeah. So with losing that much weight in about a 6-month period, how did you? So you've said that you've done like keto, low carb, everything like that. So what was it on this plan that made you be like, okay, I can do it? You know what I mean? Like, was it hard to start with? Because I know, like, for me, I was always on carb conscience. And so it's like, oh, yeah, this is easy. Everything, I'm kind of the same thing. Oh, 3 bites on carb conscious is 100 calories. You kind of know all that stuff. So how was it for you when you first started Conquer Cravings with coming from more of like a lower carb diet type thing?
Yeah, I think for me, I think the thing that motivated me the most was that there were no foods that were off limits. I grew up in New Jersey, so like I grew up, half an hour outside of New York City, and like I love bagels. I just love bagels, like bagels with lox, like my jam. And with this program, you can eat bagels with lox. It's going to be higher in points.
Yeah.
I mean, bites, sorry. It's going to be higher in bites, but you can still eat it. You just have to work your way around it. And that's what I found the easiest, was that I could have the foods I wanted, but, I had to be aware. I'm like, okay, so a bagel with lox, that's, again, using my secondary metric, I'm like, okay, so that's about like 600, 700 calories. I only, I really want to stay under my, stay at the 1,800. So I really need to focus on, eating a little bit maybe lighter in carbs, since, bagels are really carb heavy. So, I would like eat a big salad and stuff. So do I exercise? Yeah. So I did the Walking with Leslie Sansone.
Yes. Walk at home. Right? Yes.
Yes. She's so funny. I just love her. She's so funny. And so I did that just to help me get back into the routine, because as I said, like I couldn't walk without feeling
like crappy and all that.
Oh my God. Like I couldn't, it was terrible. So I started off with that, and then I bit the bullet and I bought a Peloton.
I know, I seen that. I seen that you have a Peloton. I'm jealous. I keep trying to talk to my wife about getting one, and we're going in our fifth wheel soon to travel. And I've seen somebody on my fifth wheel RV site, like Facebook groups, they got a Peloton in their camper.
Yeah.
They removed their kitchen table. I think it'd be worth it.
It is honestly, it was a game changer. I ended up actually changing out the seat though, because the seat is real uncomfortable. So like I sat on it for like 30 seconds and I'm like crying, and I'm like because I was in so much pain. So I ended up switching out the seat, and it just made my life so much easier. So I do exercise. I exercise on average, I would say 5 to 6 days a week. I'll do like 10 minutes of arm toning, a 15 or 20 minute bike ride, then another like 10 minutes of arm toning, a 10-minute bike ride, or I'll do core stuff. I'll do what is it? What else will I do? Like upper body
Yeah.
um, stuff. I hate hit. I mean, I do it. I don't I'm not great at it because I still I still have more weight to lose, but at least I think like the thing is like I'm at least trying it.
Trying, yeah, and that's the best thing is like I feel with anybody who is in the process of losing weight, no matter like kudos to anybody that's lost a pound. Honestly, like any loss is a loss.
Yes.
But I feel like you don't need to be focused on, oh, I gotta hit the gym 24/7 and look like this, look like that. Like you're still doing it for you. Like keep going at it. Like no, I give you props for that, especially because like I was in the same boat. So when I was heavier than what I am now, I wouldn't run. I wouldn't do anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's how I got Leslie walk at home.
Yeah.
I knew I could go in my master bedroom, lock the door, have the kids and my wife out in the living room, and I could just do it all in my room.
Yeah.
In 15, 20 minutes, bam, you got a mile done. And I was like, yes, hit my Fitbit score. Like, here we go.
Yes, no, absolutely. And I mean, my cats will run under the Peloton while I'm biking. And so I'll have to like yell out to my husband to like go grab them and like shove them in the other room. But no, but definitely doing that. I mean, I still like occasionally do the walk with Leslie Santone, and you don't have to walk too fast.
No.
You don't you definitely don't. You just do it at your own pace. And honestly, she's just so funny to listen to that you just like want to do, just want to like.
Yeah. No, I get you on that. That's awesome. Another walk at home person.
Yeah.
I have seen Pretty In Points, our other iTrackBites ambassador. She's a big Peloton person.
Yes, I follow her. She's amazing.
Yeah, so I sent her a thing. It was an IGTV video of like jokingly like a woman got a Peloton. It was like the different phases of Peloton, and she's like, "I'm guilty. I've dressed in a theme before doing a Peloton ride." I love it so much.
Oh, I know. Oh my God, it's so funny. I've really thought about like doing it like when it was the Hamilton rides, but like I don't know, like I could find like a white powdery wig.
Yeah. So what exactly? So let's take it back a little bit on like how you got. I hate saying like how you got to your heaviest. Like, how was that? Like, were you heavier as a kid? Were you like
actually,
or how that?
So I actually like come from like a family of like really great athletes. I am the oldest of 4 siblings, and I like to call myself like the short, squat one of the family. like my brothers and my sister are, they're tall, they're like athletic, they're fit, and like I was just the shorter one. And so like I did sports all throughout high school. Really didn't like. Was watching what I was eating, but it didn't really matter because I was so active. And then, college hit, and I kind of just, I went from that like level of athleticism that I did in high school to like not really anything. And, I just kind of didn't watch what I ate. And I also love food. Like I love the taste of food. Food is delicious.
Well, also with like where you're from. I mean, that's like a lot of people that are in your area, or especially in New Jersey, around New York.
Yeah.
They're foodie people. They're people that enjoy cooking and eating all that. Yeah, absolutely.
And then like I'm like moved up to New Hampshire, and then like found myself in the Massachusetts area, and I just didn't really put much stock into it. But like I knew it was tough for me to for me to like sit down on the floor with my students, because like I used to teach elementary music. It was like I was getting winded, walking, but like I didn't really think about what to do. I was like, oh, maybe I'll try being a vegetarian for a while, or maybe I'll try doing this. And it just didn't stick with me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what changed, but I turned 33 this past September. And I was just like, you know what? I spent like all my 20s being overweight, like, and I was really sick of it. And I think it was just one of those light bulb moments, especially when I saw myself at my heaviest weight, and I, couldn't walk to like down the street without like holding on to my husband's arm for dear life. I was all over. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, you just need to do it. So yeah, that's kind of just like, it just kind of like clicked with me. And so, starting with the iTracks and really monitoring what I was eating, that was a wake-up call. You
Yeah.
know, oh, right.
Yeah.
And, like, I tried to play around with conquer cravings, because I was like, oh, well, maybe I don't need to eat all my weeklies. And maybe I, don't need to like eat all my bites. You need to eat if you're on conquer cravings, you need to eat all your bites. You need to eat all your weeklies.
Yes, I try to tell people that all the time. Is like it's a math formula. And Brianna, Even the Divine, our other ambassador today on her series, was talking like you're your own science experiment. And I love how she says that because literally our bodies are so different from anything. I'm 31. I'm going to be 31 in April, and I could have another 31-year-old male sitting right next to me, same height, same weight. And when we go on iTrackBites and we do conquer cravings together or carb conscious, we're not going to eat the same. We're not going to lose the same amount of weight at the exact same amount of time. It's just so crazy how it is. So I love that, and I love that you kind of experimented like that because I feel like going on the forums and all the stuff that we have for iTrackBites, I always see the number one thing that people always ask is like, do I really need to eat all my bites, or do I really need to eat all my weeklies? I remember it was a day or two ago I was on the site that Lisa and all them do. It was the just iTrackBites participants, but somebody was like, oh, not bad for my first day. And it was like the bites, like she still had like 6 bites left for the day, but she was only at like 1,100 calories. And I'm like, I mean, that's okay if you're not hungry, but like maybe you should like try upping it, get some more fat in your diet, get some more and all that stuff. So that's really cool that you did that. I really like that because not a lot of people do that. A lot of people think that, nope, I need to eat 1,200 calories or 1,100 calories or I'm not doing it right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was like one of those people who was like, oh, well, I mean, really, it doesn't matter when you use your weeklies. Like, I have been experimenting like the last couple of weeks. I'm, trying to maybe use like, 3 to 4 to 5 weeklies a day.
Instead of just like all at once.
Yeah. And so I've, gosh, I think like this past like week, I'm down like 1.6 pounds or something. And so that right now that's working for me rather than saving all of my weeklies into just one big meal like on a Saturday or something. But again, like you have to experiment to see what's going to work for you. So
no, I like that. So talking about, you said that you and your husband love eating out and all that jazz. Give us some examples of like where you're eating at, like how do you incorporate that in your day? You know what I mean? Because I feel like so many times, I know, especially me when I'm out working and it's just like, oh my God, I just want to run through the drive-thru, but it's like,
so much easier.
Go home and cook something.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. So, like being on this program and, really focusing on my weight, I've been trying to find like restaurants that, have like at least like, healthier meals. So, if I don't feel like cooking, there's, we have really great Mediterranean restaurants or like Lebanese or Moroccan that we get delivery from, and I'll get a chicken kebab wrap and maybe a side salad, but maybe not add like too much dressing to it. And I'll get or I'll get like 2 great foods that are filled. I'll do sushi, and so maybe I'll do like a Philadelphia roll and just like a yellowtail roll. It's I'm still eating what I want, but I'm just being more
mindful.
Aware. No, Sam, you can't order like 2 orders of shrimp tempura. Like that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, like if you have the weeklies or if you have the calories, like go for it.
Yeah.
But, like I want to make the more that I'm doing this, the more I'm making better and easier decisions.
Yeah.
Like,
so when you're obviously a lot of probably your local restaurants that are in your area aren't on the restaurant list, correct? I mean, they're probably local. A lot of them might be.
Yeah, like a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them really aren't. I think a good portion of them are probably like south and.
Yeah. So like, how do you find it that you track it? You know what I mean? I
like look in I look in the restaurant guide, but I also kind of just like type in chicken kebab roll. And but what I look at is I look at the calories. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds
Yeah.
about like 600, 700 calories. I'll plug that in. And then what I'll do is like if I'm, if I'm confident that like my, what I put into the tracker like is accurate, then I don't really have to worry about my calories. But if I'm like, maybe I was off by like 50 or 100 calories, then like, I'll sort of like watch what I'm eating for the rest of the day.
No, I get you. I get you. So with eating wise and stuff like that, so what is, especially because are you, I guess I should ask right now with COVID, are you teaching from home, like on Zoom, or are you back to school? I know like in India, our kids have been back to school for a while now, but like I know in other areas they're not.
Yeah, yes. So yes and no. So we were remote from September through the end of October. Then we were hybrid, but then I was quarantined because I was exposed at school. And then like I went back for a week, and then I went back for like 3 weeks, and then right before the winter vacation, we were remote, and then first 2 weeks of January we went to school, and then we were remote for the last 2 weeks, and now we're back in school. So
Lord. So I guess like for both, let's ask this question for both. Like, what does the day of your eating look like when you are working and then when you are working from home?
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense?
So, no, totally. So it actually, I've been finding that like the more consistently I do this, the easier it is for me to like track and plan my meals. So I start every day with a coffee because Lord knows I need coffee. Yeah. So I start with coffee. So I start with a nice coffee I make myself. I add a protein shake to it, or protein powders.
Yeah.
Quest salted caramel is like
bomb.
It's so good. I don't know why, but it's so good.
I want to get. I've been seeing tons of people right now doing Premier Protein, the cinnamon roll. It just, to me, would sound like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I don't know.
It tasted pretty good. Like I like the Premier Protein, but like the Quest salted caramel, it just tastes better. Yeah. So I tried both. I'm so easily influenced. Like I will just like kind of follow the crowd.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're trying cinnamon roll. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah. So anyway, so I do start off with a protein shake, and then I'll do it's very nice. I have like my own secluded office in the back of the auditorium. Where nobody can see me. I teach in the auditorium, and so, like nobody can see me, and I have like my own mini fridge and like coffee maker. I don't know how PC that is, but whatever, I have it. So I'm able to like store a lot of food. I'm able to store like cold stuff. So like I bring an egg to school, so I'll cook it in the microwave and like have it with either a wrap and high fiber English muffin, or if I'm feeling fancy on a Sunday night, I'll like pre-make like my waffles, but like with the protein pancake mix.
Yeah.
So I'll do that for breakfast, and that tends to fill me up. I only do like half of the protein shake too.
Yeah.
And then my lunches have been really, really consistent so far. I've been doing a wrap with like 2 or 3 slices of oven roasted chicken breast, honey mustard, a slice of they make like thinly sliced cheese now, like the Sargento, but also the Tart brand. So I've been using a slice of that and a wrap, and then I'll do the Lion Fit Greek yogurt, and maybe I just got some like pop chips.
The popcorners.
Yeah, and then and that'll fill me up for lunch, and then I'll usually always have a protein bar. I'm obsessed with Bear Bells. I'm obsessed with Alani Nu. So those are my go-to.
I've been wanting to try Alani Nu because I see a lot of people using it.
It's really good. I went to order from the website because it like for me it took like a month, but like you can get it on GNC. Yeah. And it took me like a week to get.
It's like Alani Nu is she from Indiana?
I don't know, but it's probably like
somebody told me, like I can't remember, but they said that they were like, oh yeah, supporting local. This is when she first came out with like the drink or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. So I
don't know either. I just know that again, I'm easily influenced by people, and because like I didn't really know like, oh, I should eat more protein. Okay, I don't know what kind of protein bars I want, but I know that some of them don't taste very good. So So like, you know, a lot of the people I follow on Instagram, they do Weight Watchers, but they also do, you know, mainly iTrackBites, and they're like, try these.
No,
So,
I get you. I get you on that. That's
yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
how like your dinners then, like for you and your husband?
Dinner. So like, I kind of do my own thing for my husband because my husband like likes to do his own thing. Sometimes like we'll combine our meals, but like I'll make him one thing, I'll have another. But I usually do, you know, I try to do like a big salad, or if I'm like in the mood for pasta, like which is all the time, I use Fiber Gourmet. It's a really good brand, and I honestly think it tastes, you know, just as good as like regular pasta, but you can have a lot more. You can have like 2 ounces for either 1 bite or 2 bites, and it's a good substantial amount.
Have you tried chickpea pasta?
I have, and I used to use that, like I still
love it.
and I used to use it a lot too, but like for whatever, like the Fiber Gourmet, it's lower in bites for the same amount of, for the same amount that you get from chickpea pasta. So really the only reason why I was getting the chickpea pasta was because, you know, it was slightly higher in fiber, and it was like less in calories than the like regular, you know.
No, definitely.
So yeah. So I've been just trying to find like different hacks so I can like eat more food, because like, I mean, somebody had asked about portions, and you know, for me, like the volume helps. So so if I want it, like if I'm really hungry, I'll like make a bigger portion of like salad or, you know, something. And I'll always do like I'll do spring mix. I'll do mini cucumbers, you know, something green, because again, it's like 0 bites.
Yeah. So curiosity. Ashley, our other ambassador that we have, she's on maintenance now, but I remember she has always told me when she first started iTrackBites, she said the very first day she ate normally. So she ate like what she normally ate.
Yeah.
And she didn't like go get groceries. She's just like, you know what? I still have 6 more of these bagels. I'm eating a bagel every morning.
Yeah.
With you, when you first started, did you have a plan of action? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, when me and my wife decided to switch over to kind of the purple workaround on iTrackBites, more whole foods, I researched that crap for 3 weeks. Like me and my wife both.
Good for you.
I bought a cookbook. I researched it, and that's how I've done it, and that's how I've lost almost 10 pounds. You know what I mean? But was that you? Did you have a plan of action, or were you just like, you know, I see myself, it's time for a plan. I downloaded it. Let's go.
No, I didn't. I was just like, I just need to do something different. You know, like it's not that I necessarily had a lot of like, you know, and I don't like to call it bad food, because it's not bad. Food is good. Food is delicious. You know, it's
love it.
What you're consuming, like how much you're consuming. And so I think for me, like I was like, okay, so I have, you know, this bag of popcorn or whatever. Okay. So let me track that. Oh, that's a lot of bites for what I was going to have. So let me have so I kind of just like ate, you know, what I had, but then like I just substituted, you know, because again, with Conquer Cravings, like you can have all the foods you love. Like if you want a piece of cake, have a piece of cake. You just have to track it and realize that, oh, you just like used.
You don't want to eat it every day.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, so that's really motivating, and it's like eye-opening. You're like, oh, okay, you know, I just used up 12 out of my however many bites on this like one thing, and I still have the rest of the day. So, you know, that's kind of how I went with it. And then I started just, you know, I love cookbooks, and I have I have a ton of cookbooks, and not necessarily like healthy cookbooks. You know, I have them from like different parts of the world, and, you know, different restaurants and things like that. And so I was just looking at recipes. I'm like, oh, this sounds good. How can I lighten it up just a little bit? You know? So that's really what helped. But also, you know, finding a meal that you really like and sticking with it, even though it might like seem boring, that's really helpful.
Well, it's kind of like what you said, and I like how you said it about the consistency. Like consistency
Mhm.
is key. I feel like you just said, you're normally like a wrap person, like this type of meat in your wrap,
Mhm.
honey mustard, stuff like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, and I feel like yes, it's good to experiment and to, for me personally, and you might be like me. Well, my wife does majority of the cooking for us,
Mhm.
but normally we're a free for all for lunch, like breakfast, lunch. We're free for all because we're doing our own thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But when it's dinner, it's like, hey, we all eat together. We all do the same thing. And I
Yeah.
feel like me and my wife we're consistent on the same breakfast, same lunch. Like for me,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have scrambled eggs with bacon every morning or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for lunch, it's a deli sandwich or whatever. But like we always try to think outside the box for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where I always try to tell everybody on here is like, if you eat the same thing over and over again, if you can do it and you like it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Like, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't, I keep like a little notebook of, the recipes I'm going to eat for the week. And I can't tell you how many times I've scratched out what I put in the notebook because life happened, or I realized I had like something that like I didn't want to go to waste.
Yeah.
So, also for me, like I'm very much into like sustaining and sustainability. So
Mhm.
right now I'm eating everything like in my freezer to just try to get rid of things.
Yeah.
So today I had the most random dinner. I had cauliflower gnocchi. I had like 1.5 cups of cauliflower gnocchi. I had 1.5 cups of kung pao tempura cauliflower, and then I had like 5 chicken nuggets. Like,
I
it's
love it.
but you know what? It was really good. It was really filling, and I looked at my at the at my iTrackBites app before I came onto the meeting. I'm at 1687 calories, and I really do not have a desire to eat anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm over in bites, so
Yeah.
I used up all my bites for the day, and I also used up a couple weeklies.
Yeah. I feel like no matter what, if you do with what your body says. Like that's
Mhm.
the thing. No one should ever be hungry. I feel like if you're hungry, there's
Yeah,
a problem. And
mhm,
so I always tell people like reach out if you're hungry and we'll figure
yeah,
it out because you're either not using up your 0 point bites
mhm,
or
yeah,
or you're using, like you said, you're using your dailies on things like a piece of
mhm,
cake or type it like if you're wanting a donut every morning, holla if you can eat a donut every morning.
yeah.
Maybe buy the donut mold and make your own healthier donut
Yes, yes.
because you want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I used to get every single morning, before I started my health journey, I would get an egg and cheese on a croissant from Dunkin' Donuts because it was easy.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I was, like what was it? Maybe a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, like let me just see what the bites are because I haven't had one in forever.
Yeah.
So I looked and it was like 12 or 13 bites. I'm like, dang, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So you know what I did? I just made, I made an egg and I made, I didn't make the cheese. I can't.
No.
But like I added a slice of cheese to the egg and slapped it on an English muffin or like a wrap, and I was like, okay, that's just as satisfying,
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
yeah.
yeah,
I kind of like that you said that though, because you're finding alternatives for things that you enjoy and
yeah,
that you still know in your head, I can. Like,
yeah.
if I want to go get a sausage McMuffin from McDonald's.
Yes, those are the best. Egg
Yes.
McMuffins. I'm sorry, Facebook world.
No.
Sausage McMuffins are where they're at, but
Yeah.
yes,
That with a hash brown, if I want to fit it in my bites every day, good Lord, I can fit it in my bites every day if I want to. You know what I
yes,
mean? And it's like knowing when, yes, you can do it, but also knowing that, yeah, I can get my own English muffins. I can fry
hmm
up my own egg,
hmm
put cookies on it, and it's probably going to be half the bites than what it is at
yes.
McDonald's.
I mean, let's be honest, is it going to taste as good?
No.
Like, no, but
No.
you're still like, I mean, like I worked at a McDonald's like when I was in high school, like that is my kryptonite.
Yeah.
But like, but it's like it's just like knowing that I could if I wanted to.
Yes, and I
That's
love that, and I love that you have that mindset because I feel
yeah.
like so many people don't, and so many people label it as bad foods.
Yeah.
Like when you were talking about the bad foods today, I have a lot of different people that I follow on the
Mhm.
Instagram world. So I have
Yeah.
people that calorie count, I have people on Weight Watchers, I have people
Mhm.
that do keto, I have
Yeah.
people that do Mediterranean, paleo. Like right now, Paul, our ambassador, is doing paleo.
Oh,
Um, but one thing is, like, there is this Instagrammer, Sam. She's Keto Sam I Am, and she's so
yeah.
down to earth. What she was talking about today is that she said she was talking to somebody, and they were saying about, like, take this imaginary cupcake. Like, you have this cupcake. So if I'm talking to you, Sam,
Mhm.
tomorrow, and I'm like, you know what? Here, have this cupcake.
Mhm.
Are you going to be like, I can't eat that cupcake? That cupcake's bad. That cupcake's going to make me gain weight. That cupcake's going to make me go over my calories. Are you scared of that cupcake? Because you shouldn't have these feelings towards that cupcake. You should go, darn right, I want that cupcake. And you eat that cupcake and you know, okay, it was 400 calories. I'm
Mhm.
rewrapping my day. Or you
Yeah.
go, no, not today, but I'll have that Friday if you bring it
Yeah.
back Friday.
Or I'll have half of it because eating half of it it's getting what you want.
Yeah, it's kind of like the protein shake that you drink half of it. It's
Yeah.
like, do you have to use the full entire protein shake in your iced coffee to make it taste better?
No,
No.
I
You know
want
what
it
I
to
mean?
taste like coffee. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah. No, if you're like my wife likes creamer with her coffee. So, um, yeah, so she would, and I normally, when I do my protein coffee, I do use the full thing. But I know people like Rachel, my other friend on here, our other ambassador, she does half of one too. You know what I mean? It's more of what you like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's why I've been so successful is because no food is off limits for me. I'm just being very picky about when I'm going to have those foods.
Uh-huh.
I wanted a donut for my birthday. And so my husband and I walked, the mile to and from my apartment to go get the donut. And it was delicious. And it was
I
like
love that.
so good. What was it? My husband and I went out, got brunch and I got Fruity Pebbles French toast.
Mm.
It was delicious, but I only had one slice because
Yeah.
that's all I needed. And I think that's the key. Like I think when I first started, I was like, I don't know if I can just have like one bite. I don't know if I can just have half of this. But the more, the more that I started seeing
More
the
discipline.
that like I started to feel better and like exercising, I was just like, oh, okay, like I don't really need this. And I'm finding that like I'm less emotional eating too, because I don't know if you can tell by like my gesticulations. I'm a very emotional person. And so, like what was it? I was doing keto for 2 months before COVID happened. And literally like said I was a drama director. I was doing keto, I was doing really well. And then all of a sudden we found out that, we were shut down. The show wasn't going to happen. And I drowned my sorrows in sushi and wine. And then I just said, screw it. It doesn't matter, at this point. And then like the pandemic was, happening. And I was just like really sad because, I couldn't see my students and, I couldn't be with the, people like I love most. And so that really didn't help. But like now I'm like learning that like I don't need to eat, every time something good, bad, sad happens. And that's just been really helpful.
Yeah. Well, first of all, kudos to you that during a pandemic in July or June or July,
July.
you downloaded the app and started it.
Yeah.
I feel like my last guest I had last week, she started it in the middle of the pandemic too. And I'm like, y'all crazy.
I know,
Like,
usually it's like the opposite. Usually
it's like, hey, I'm doing great. It's happened, nothing can stop me. You know what I mean? You got that type of person, but then you also got that type of person that it's like, no, I gained the pandemic 15, all that stuff, and it's just
I gained the pandemic 30, or like whatever, because as I said, like I stepped on the scale. I'm like, oh God, like how, like, and yeah, it was really easy to do that because there was like our lives were all turned upside down. And I think that, we turn to food in like times of like again, like the emotions, and
Yeah.
that's what I did. And I was just like, you know what, like I can't, I can't, for me, I can't make this excuse anymore. Like
Yeah.
I want to start a family with my husband at some point. It's not going to be really healthy if I'm at, at this weight and,
Yeah.
you know, like trying for a baby. It's not going to happen.
No,
So,
I get you.
yeah.
So what does it look like now for you, Sam?
So I'm still, really solid on the program. I love Conquer Cravings. That's the program that was chosen for me by the random generator
Yeah.
thing. When I put in like my goals and stuff, and I'm sticking with it, but I'm also really aware of my calorie intake, and
Mhm.
also like I'll also like switch my macros to see how I'm doing on protein and things like that, because
Yeah.
that's important too.
Mhm.
So I'm still focusing on my fitness. Like you could run, but here's the thing: like you can run like a marathon, and if your food
Yeah.
is not great,
Hard
like
to make it in.
like fitness is going to enhance
Mhm.
your your weight loss. It's going to enhance it. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to
Mhm.
tighten up those muscles, but it's not going to like help you with losing the weight. You need to like really
Yeah, it's kind of like how I always say it is, when you are eating right in the kitchen and fueling your body that way, it's like you
Mhm.
planted your seed and yet you're just watering it every day. Okay,
Yeah,
it's growing. Like you're going to start losing weight, but you're going to blossom. That's how it's going to be.
yeah.
In that exercise, it's like that little bit of miracle grow, and
Mhm.
it's like, oh man, like it's coming off a little bit faster. Maybe
Yeah.
this is great, or maybe
Mhm.
I just feel better.
Yes, and I think that it's really important to know that you're like there's going to be weeks where you lose nothing. There's going to be weeks where you might have gained zero point 0.6 of
Mhm.
a pound, and it's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's
Yeah,
just like the way that your body works, and I think that for me that's been really helpful. So I'm tracking my weight every single day because I for me, like I I like to see what the results are, from
Mhm.
like the day before, or if I notice, I gained like zero point 0.4 of a pound. Well, that's probably because I didn't drink enough water,
Yeah,
because I was like within my, calories, or like all these things. So, tracking my weight has been really helpful, and just, trying to you know, like knowing that like I feel really good. Like I feel healthier than I have in years. And I think that's, better than like, like losing a pound a week can do.
yeah. No. So like you obviously want to start a family, so you're already thinking of that in the long run. And I think that's awesome because some people don't think like that. Some people aren't like, oh, I know I would like to. So for you with like, you're down 50 pounds now, like
Yeah.
if you don't mind me asking, like how much do you have left? You
Oh
think
yeah, no, that's totally fine. Like I'm like an open book about this, so I made the goal, but I don't know how realistic it is, because even at my healthiest, I wasn't really this weight. But I had made my goal at like 170, like losing 170 pounds. So right now I'm down 58. I would like to lose at least another 110
uh-huh.
to like get to like maintenance mode.
Get the maintenance mode.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, with the experience you have on the plan, uh,
Mhm.
with knowing, what to do, what to put it in, it's not, it's going to be there sooner than rather than later because
Yeah.
you're still going. So that's good.
Yes, absolutely. And I have, really, really amazing friends who have been super supportive. Like my best friend Meredith, who's like, she either left or she's still in the chat.
Yeah.
She was like killing it with like her eating goals and her fitness, and she's down 30 pounds. So that's like really inspiring too.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, where like she's on the Peloton and she's like crushing it, and like she posts all of her, hey, sorry, just
Yeah.
like,
That's there.
she's just crushing it, and it's like it's really nice to follow my friends, but it's also really nice to meet a lot of new friends too. Like I mentioned, like I met Sherry, we talk, and Ashley, and so having people in your corner, whether you know them in real life and or not, is the most helpful.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I
Mhm.
feel like it's awesome that it's kind of weird. I always say that there's like two realms to social media with iTrackBites. You have the Facebook people and then you have the Instagram people.
Yeah.
And the Facebook people are like, I ain't going on Instagram. And the Instagram people are
Mhm.
like, I don't use Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but I
I
love
do
that no
both.
matter what. Yeah, I do both too
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm more on the Instagram side,
Yeah,
but
same.
I
Yeah.
feel like because I don't have like I have my wife and my sister does iTrackBites with me
Yeah.
also.
Oh,
But
that's nice.
like in real life, I don't have people that do this with me.
Yeah.
Besides, like I said, my wife and my sister. So it's
Yeah.
nice to know I have like thousands of other members that
Who
I
have gone
can every day
through
if I feel bad or not feel bad, but I just need some inspiration. Like tonight before I go to bed, I'll probably scroll and watch some stories or look at food inspo. Then I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, God, I have this because way back in the day before Instagram, all me and my wife had was a notebook. And we
Yeah.
would write down what we weighed, what our interest was, what our meals would be. You know what I mean?
And it's just guessing, and it's like, it's nice to have those, like, like, experiences, like, as I said, like, I really, look to people who are, like, posting about different foods they're trying, or, and I'm like, "Oh, maybe, like, I'll try that too," and as I said, like, I'm easily influenced, so I will try something, like, as long as it's not, like, illegal. But, like, I'll try it, and
Yeah,
see if I like that. So, like, that's how I found out about the Premier Protein and
yeah,
Quest and, like, all these things that, like, I used to walk by in the store and be like, "What
yeah,
is it for?"
yeah,
But then, like, people were like, people I follow on Instagram are like, "Oh, I use this for my coffee and, to help." I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense,"
yeah.
So
So
it's
do you normally, one last question that I have
yeah,
about the weight loss is,
yeah.
so do you normally, like, of course you said you use your dailies and your weeklies. Are there
Mhm.
any times since July, like, do you ever do any non-track days as far as you're just like, nope, I'm not tracking today? Or, you know what I mean? Because I know there are different people that are like, nope, because when I first got to go away, I've been to go away twice, third time's a charm. That's why I say but the first time I got to go away, I
Yeah.
never tracked on Sundays. Like I gave it to me, but I never used my weeklies during the week. Like the 6 days,
Mhm.
I stay within my daily bites, but on Sundays I didn't track, and it was like a breather and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But then it's like the second time when I got down the goal, I could not do that. But I was a lot older. I could not do it.
I so I don't know why it is the way I am, but I like tracking. I like was it like even like on a day where I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna track anything. I still tracked it. I
Yeah,
don't know why. I think for me it's become second nature at this
yeah,
point, and I like having again, it's just that accountability. I'm like, okay, wow, I've had 2,500 calories. Maybe I don't need this little sliver of chocolate, you know? So,
yeah.
so I'm trying to think. There may have been one day, but honestly, since July 15th, which is when I think I started, I have tracked every single day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that are like that. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
that's awesome. I
Yeah.
give you credit for that. That is
I
really
I
cool.
I don't exercise like again, like I try to exercise like five to
Yeah,
six, 4 to 5 to 6 days a week.
yeah,
Last week, just due to like, crazy schedules and things like that, I didn't get to work out, for 4 or 5 days out the week last week.
yeah.
But again, that didn't really hinder my process because I was still tracking my meat.
Tracking and oh yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah.
So now what I always do with everybody that I interview is I
Yeah.
always ask you two things. The
Yeah.
first thing is like, what is something that you wish somebody would have told you when you first started your journey?
Oh boy.
Looking
Uh,
back now.
I wish that somebody had told me, um, like right off the bat, like when I first like downloaded the app, is to just trust the process.
Ooh, I like that.
Trust that it's going to work. Um, you're gonna have your days or your weeks where it's not working, but you can't let that stop you. And but like when I started following more iTrackBites people, I really have to credit Sherry, who has been like super inspirational with her weight loss journey.
She's
And
the OG Conquer Cravings.
yes, yes, she is. And watching her stories and her saying, like, you just have to eat your weeklies. You just have to trust the process. It's going to come off.
Mhm.
I really wish somebody initially told me that.
Yeah. Trust the process. I just put that in the comments. That's awesome. So for you, something totally different. What would you, if there's somebody, I always tell people, listen, we've had almost 100 people on this live throughout the night, but by the time the week is over with, there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that is going to watch this live. And
Yeah.
maybe that person that is struggling or that person that has just downloaded this app.
Yeah.
What advice do you give to them? Like,
Gosh, so much.
you know what I mean? And however long you want, but just like,
Yeah.
what's that advice that you would be like, that you would give to somebody? You'd be like, hey, do this, or hey, you should think about this.
I think that I would tell them to, first of all, don't give up on themselves if they have an off day. It's like you did not just waste all of that time, all of that progress that you've been working on. Like, if you had an off meal, you had an off meal. If you ate a bunch of snacks, you ate a bunch of snacks, and it's okay.
Mhm.
Again, use your weeklies if you're on Conquer Cravings. It's gonna feel like a lot, and you're gonna be like, am I really supposed to eat this much? Yes, you are. You're really supposed to. But you also have to figure out what's gonna work for you.
Yeah.
Experiment. See if using up all your weeklies on one meal is worth it, or spread out your weeklies, throughout various meals. And it's really easy to get discouraged. Like, humans are not supposed to drop like 10 pounds within a week. It's just that's like
water weight, and it happens.
No, you just can't. Like, the people that have the most success are the people that are losing maybe 0.7 pounds a week, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're consistent. They're consistent. And Elena brought up a good point. When you want to quit, please remember why you started. Absolutely. I started this because I wanted to get rid of the weight because I knew it wasn't healthy. Find your why. Why are you doing this? And if that why is not because it's for you, then maybe rethink it.
Yes.
If you're doing this because somebody's like, oh, you really need to lose the weight.
First of all, they don't need to be your friend, so you drop them like a fly.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely. But really, you have to be the one to want to lose the weight for you.
Yeah, or it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Or it's going to be like every other fad diet that you do. You know what I mean? And it's not going to be there. Consistency. Persistent and consistent, like Karen said. Love that.
But again, like Conquer Cravings, you need to track, and it's okay if something is a little bit higher in bites because it's probably worth it. Like, if it's worth it to you, then eat it.
Yes. Love it. I love that. Thank you so much, Samantha.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Yes, this was so much fun. I'm so glad I got to know you, call you friend now.
Yay!
Yes. So I am super excited for your journey, and I'm super excited to see you when you get closer.
Yes,
we'll have you back on here when you get closer to goal.
Yes,
but I am super excited that everybody here got to see you, got to meet you. To have another person on Conquer Cravings. This is awesome. I learned a lot, and you inspired everybody.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me and for all the really kind comments. I've been reading the chat. It's really, really nice to have this really nice, open, community where everybody's welcome.
Everyone is welcome. We love that. Love that. So, all right, Samantha, I will see you later and catch you next time.
Yes. Catch up on Instagram.
You have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Bye. All right, guys, that was Samantha. This was totally awesome. She was an awesome guest to have. Learned so much from her, and I hope everybody here enjoyed having her on live tonight. Like I said, my name is Jordan Clyde from Clyde's Daily Life over on Instagram, and we do these live meetings every single Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope you guys will join us next week as we have another guest on here, and I hope you guys do like the guests that we have. Give us some feedback, give us an email or a DM letting us know kind of what else you like for the lives. But I hope to see you guys again next week at 7:30 p.m.